putting all that garb on. No wonder he'd be hard to hit. You can't hurt him in all that armor.
Well, after he comes in like this, I think Sugar Ray's going to want to hit him even harder.
Ray may want to have another weigh-in after all of that. What a workout that's going to be, just getting to the ring.
Always coming in with his outrageous outfit. Fight may get off in another half hour or so.
Oh, and this has to be so vexing to Sugar Ray Leonard, who is standing in the ring, awaiting. There is Leonard pacing like a hungry lion.
Well, one of the questions for Camacho is, can he actually go into the fight where he is not the major focus? He is not the major story. Well, you know, you try his darnest to steal it, to upstage Sugar Ray Leonard, especially with the interest. It is Sugar Ray Leonard who is allowing Camacho to have that platform. And he is taking it literally, coming in on a platform. The crowd now getting very upset at Camacho, who's going at a pace of about 1.5 miles per hour.
Well, Camacho brings a lot of good tools to this fight. He is quick, tricky, he's clever in the ring. He has more fights than Ray Leonard, and Camacho is a left-hander. He's southpaw, fighting from really a backward stance for the left-handed stance. They are menacing, the left-handed fighters. They're confusing, and especially the style that Hector Camacho uses.
Hector probably voted the worst dressed boxer by Mr. Blackwell, but then again voted the best dressed boxer by Dennis Rodman. And it's a question of, does Hector Camacho with 34 still have the speed to out-hustle a Sugar Ray Leonard? Camacho, who looked to be written off after his attempts at world championships against Julio Cesar Chavez and Felix Trinidad, but since that time has won 19 in a row, and he's hung around enough to put himself in a position to fight a Roberto Duran, and now in this one against Sugar Ray Leonard. All right, let's check out these two fighters on the tail of the tape. It's a middleweight fight, and Sugar Ray coming in for this one at 159, a shade over Hector Camacho, and Sugar Ray Leonard with the height, with the long reach advantage, and is actually the bigger and the stronger fighter, hoping to utilize his strength against Hector Camacho. And here are the rules. Standing 8 count not in effect. 3 knockdown rule is in effect. You cannot be saved by the bell, and the scoring on the 10-point must scoring system. We're ready for the introductions, and let's go up to Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dillon Promotions and Michael Acree Boxing Promotions, along with Caesars Atlantic City and your undisputed and undefeated King of Beers, Budweiser, this Bud for you, presents 12 rounds of boxing for the IBC Middleweight Championship of the World. Sanctioned by the New Jersey State Athletic Control Board, Boxing Commissioner Larry Hazard Sr., Chairman Jerry Gormley, Board members Gary Shaw and Stephen Katz. Ringside physicians Dr. Earl Shaw, Dr. Howard Taylor, Dr. Gary Matisow, Dr. Charles Wilson, the timekeepers Lindsey Tucker and Roosevelt Gilbert. The International Boxing Council also sanctions this contest. President Joseph Blackie Gennaro Jr. Supervisor for the IBC is Debbie Jones. The 3 judges scoring this bout on a 10-point must system will be Tim Bigley, Mike Burnett, and Deborah Barnes. And when the bell rings, the man in charge of the action working in a World Championship bout for the 89th time, your referee, Joe Cortez. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, from Caesars Atlantic City, in the blue corner, wearing black and weighing in at 159 pounds. In 1976, he captured Olympic gold. And as a professional, he's gone on to win 6 world title bouts in 5 different divisions. His record as a professional, 36 victories, 25 by knockout, with only 2 defeats and 1 draw. Ladies and gentlemen, from Washington, D.C., he's back. Here is the former 6-time champion of the world, the Sugar Man, Sugar Ray Leonard. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wearing white trimmed with blue letters, weighing 158 3/4 pounds. His professional record, one of the best in boxing today. 63 victories, 31 knockouts to his credit, with only 3 defeats and 1 draw. And he has captured 5 world title belts. Ladies and gentlemen, what time is it? It's Macho time. From Bayamon, Puerto Rico, here is the 5-time champion of the world, Hector Macho Camacho.
All right, gentlemen, we went over the rules in the dressing room. I expect a good, clean fight. Hector, punches here are still good, the trunks are a little high. Give me a good, clean fight. Obey my commands at all times. God bless you both.
I think Camacho has already been penalized 5 yards for the delay of game, but the crowd is up. Sugar Ray Leonard said it is very important in the first round that he get the respect of Hector Camacho. And he has to score, if not with the first punch, but that first counter, and they hit hard. Hector Camacho feels that Sugar Ray Leonard should not consider him a safe opponent for his first fight back. Well, Sugar Ray picked the wrong opponent, a southpaw in Camacho, who is fast, who has been a very active fighter, and will really try to test the legs of Sugar Ray. Sugar Ray is looking for that first shot. That right hand is cocked. What is he feeling now? First time in 6 years. I mean, he's been sparring hundreds of rounds. There, takes the left hand of Camacho, and that gives Camacho loads of confidence. He landed the first punch.
Yeah, he's the one. That's his best punch, too. He says his straight left. He describes himself in the ring as a boxer, but now more seasoned, more relaxed, a real pro in there, trying to punch harder, more on balance. He says in the past I was relying on speed. Now it's speed and power.
Now Leonard got in a good right, but unable to get the gloves up, and Camacho came back with a flurry of shots.
This jab is a vital weapon. Both fighters have had a high history in boxing. They've spent their lifetimes in this sport. Both of them realize the importance of that jab. Constantly throughout this fight, you'll see him try to win that jab over. Camacho jabbing from the southpaw stance. Ray Leonard grabbing from the right-handed stance.
Halfway through round number 1, Sugar Ray Leonard very tentative here in the first round.
Yeah, still trying to shake out some of the cobwebs. He looks rusty, as he should. There's a good right hand. Against the left-handed fighters, a straight right hand works real well, and a real wide left hook works well, and those are 2 of Ray Leonard's best punches. His left hook he has been working so hard on. You know, that's a difficult punch to throw. You have to hook it around. It is, as the name describes, the right hand is not as difficult. You just throw it out. You throw it straight. The left hook, you got to bring the elbow right behind it. There is a push. No knockdown, says Joe Cortez. Some of the strength of Hector Camacho.
But a psychological edge for Camacho. Now, Hector, in the 19 wins he has had in a row, 10 of those have been knockout as he has moved up in weight. In the previous 9 years, he had but 7 KOs. So Hector Camacho, who has been very active, he sees that as being the story here tonight. That he believes that Sugar Ray Leonard, at the age of 34, looked like a beaten fighter and over the hill against Terry Norris 6 years ago. And how could he be any better here 6 years later and at 40?
I know Hector Camacho would love to have 12 just like that.
Relax. You want it out, you want it in. Hector, beautiful. Slow your breathing down. Relax. Back to the sky. You're killing it. This eye is starting to bust. You see the eye? It's already there. Stay with the jab. You set the rhythm, okay? That was very good. He's looking to do something slow. You keep that rhythm. He's looking to get out of here really quick. That's why he's throwing so many right hands.
Against the left-handed fighters, your front feet are so close together, but you're constantly stepping on your opponent's foot or crossing him up. See the front foot of Hector Camacho just wrapping around behind Leonard. Only a trip. I think they're fighting under the 3-trip rule.
Up and down, give him some feet to back him off. Feed him a lap, okay?
Adrian Davis in the corner.
That's the way. Relax,
Sugar Ray happy to get those 3 minutes over with.
Yeah.
Come on, Raymond!
Camacho felt the first couple of rounds. He was going to feint, cross the punches, try to stay ahead of Sugar Ray Leonard and see what kind of speed and punching power he has. And then after 3 rounds, then he wanted to take it to him. Get the heart rate going, make him fight. Yeah, Sugar Ray, remember, hasn't been hit in this kind of a situation in 6 years. And in the corner of Camacho, booed by the crowd, certainly is always stuck with a bad boy image, although he has certainly cleaned up his act of late, and you can even tell by who he has in the corner. No-nonsense guys in Jesse Reed and Pat Burns.
And even his son, Hector Jr., who he says now, I have something to walk the straight and narrow for, and that's for my son. His son, a boxer.
But they feel the longer this goes, those 40-year-old legs that have not fought in this kind of a matchup in front of the big crowd under the lights, with the tension of a real fight for 6 years, will wilt and become very rubbery.
I'm quite impressed with that first round from Camacho. He did what he said he was going to do. He put the pressure on Leonard. He has kept the fast punches in the face of Ray. He's scored, and he's not been hit.
You know, there was a big question about weight. Did Ray Leonard have to come down in weight right before the fight? He was having trouble with his weight in training, although that's denied by the Leonard camp. There's a same story when Camacho faced Duran in June. And then Duran comes in at a belt, what, 156? Camacho was at 160, and it was Camacho, the younger fighter, who was actually exhausted from much of the fight. So Hector says he learned from that one, kind of chiseling away. He's just about a pound and a quarter under that 160, but looks to be so much more mobile at this point than he did in June against the 45-year-old Duran.
Well, he says, I want to be known as the legend killer. Knock off the legend. Knocked off Duran. Now he wants to knock off Leonard. He had a terrific first round from Camacho, but the fight is still early. It's still simmering.
Camacho feels if he can knock off Leonard, that certainly elevates his name in this comeback bid and may put him in some of the fights with the Whitakers, the De La Hoyas.
Certainly raises his stature in this sport.
But it also could be a no-win situation for Camacho. If he loses, he's finished. And if he wins, then they can say, well, you know, you beat an old guy. He's coming back for the first time in 6 years.
No holding and hitting.
I'll be holding down here, you understand? Stay right now, let's go.
There's Pat Burns in front of Camacho. Jesse Reed applying the towel to the face of
What he's
Hector.
doing is you throw that jab. He's dropping down to the right, just like they did in the gym, okay?
Pat Burns, former Miami policeman,
he's pulling out. You need to get his head back up.
assistant coach of the 1996 U.S. Olympic team,
Doing good.
said whoever thought Hector Camacho would ever be hooked up with a police officer
Okay? He's standing
on the same side.
Good, baby. You're looking good.
The encouragement from Aaron, from Adrian Davis.
Feed him and pull him back out.
Sugar Ray now just has to get some rounds in.
Yeah, these are very vital rounds for Hector Camacho. You let him know you're going to pick it up where it left off. That's with Terry Norris.
Said it was tough early. He started training in December. There were times he felt whether he could continue through it. He pushed forward. And then about a month ago, he said it all clicked in. Keep in mind, Sugar Ray Leonard looking for some one-shot bombs. Hector Camacho has never been stopped in a fight and has been down only once in his career.
Whoa, that was a nice left hand from Camacho. Almost put Leonard to the canvas. Leonard a little bit off balance now. They said in the corner of Camacho, they said, watch how he bends over. Watch when Leonard throws the jab. He leans over, turning his face away from Camacho. They want Camacho to jab him over the top of that. Catch him looking right like that, right there. That's exactly what they want from the corner. Jesse Reed, outstanding trainer. Patrick Bird in the ring, telling Hector what he wanted. And Camacho following directions.
Let him out clean.
Why many feel that this is a mistake by Sugar Ray Leonard. They don't just look at the Norris fight, which Sugar Ray has his justifications for, but in his last 4 fights, Sugar Ray was knocked down 5 occasions, and he has been rocked on several occasions already here through 3 rounds by Camacho, who is generally regarded as a light hitter.
A light hitter, but the speed is power, and in aging fighters, the first thing to go is that speed. When you, especially in this fight for Leonard, when you let him know early he's going to get hit a lot, and he's going to get hit often with fast combinations like that, he starts to think to himself, whoa, I am 40 years old. Maybe I made the wrong decision in coming back. Maybe I chose the wrong opponent. Let him know that early, and that's what Camacho is doing.
Without a tune-up.
Yeah, Camacho is so crafty in the ring.
And Sugar Ray Leonard is providing the platform for Camacho to say, hey, I'm only 34. I still have something. And Camacho knows that. He says, I have let so many opportunities slip by in my career. I could have been of the stature of Sugar Ray Leonard, legend in his own time, a legend in his own mind.
Opportunities like Julio Cesar Chavez, a fight which he lost one-sided almost every round. He said, I only had 2 problems in that fight. I was too slow and too defensive. I wish I'd used more offense. He says, I never gave myself the best training. And then he brings that experience into this fight. With him, also the fight with Phoenix Trinidad, he did not throw enough punches. He was out-punched. And in this fight, he is pressing the action. He's the one using the aggression. Not something you see from Hector.
Write that down. Give me some water. Ray, get a little nasty with that right uppercut. You over here, pull that sucker. Over my ride. Don't move, don't move.
How you feel, champ?
Good.
That's good. Come on, man. Loosen up.
Pivot with him now. Stop letting them push you straight back. Pivot on him, you know what I mean? So you're losing.
Champ, use your leg, man. You can use that leg, man.
One more time. Very good.
Push the front. Be the man. Be the man. You heard him twice. Jump on him.
Be assertive.
Don't let him off the hook.
Jesse Reed.
Keep your hands high.
You're going to knock this guy out.
He's looking for one punch, son. He's looking for the right
Gonna
hand.
knock this
Don't
guy
let him
out,
get into
said
the dance.
Reed.
Every time he just hit a little step,
Reed is
break his balance.
usually on
break his
target,
rhythm.
too.
Yes, Reed is so good as a trainer. Here is a look at what they see. Whenever Ray leans over, he bends over at the waist, and that's when they want Hector to clock him. You're taught to bend, when you bend over, you bend down, you squat. You don't bend over from the waist.
Hector Camacho said he never, ever thought that he would be stepping in the ring in a fight against Sugar Ray Leonard. Camacho turned pro at the age of 16 in 1980. He was 127 pounds then. That was 2 months before Sugar Ray Leonard heard Roberto Duran say, "No mas."
Hector Camacho has had for so long so much incredible talent that you wonder what he gave away. He's spending a lot of his career running around and not focused on boxing. Problems outside the ring instead of problems inside the ring.
Well, he laments, he said, Lamborghinis, Mercedes, Porsches, jewelry, clothes, women kept him away from boxing. That never gave himself the chance to be the best fighter that he actually could be. But now settled down, peace of mind. He's married. 2 young children. Training on a regular basis. He's fighting so much that he just doesn't have the time to get into trouble anymore.
And he also has to set an example for his son. This is a kid that's 96-1 as an amateur.
This is Hector.
Hector Camacho. He has really grown up in this sport of boxing.
And he lost his last bout as an amateur in the Olympic trials. He then turned pro and would not lose again for 10 years. Camacho won his first 39 professional fights before losing to Greg Haugen. And his 2 other losses were the losses to Chavez and Trinidad.
You know, Leonard is standing around and smiling every time that Hector scores, but smiling doesn't give you points. There's another good combination, and look who's trying to tie up. Sugar Ray Leonard. But you know, you can never count out a fighter like Leonard. Remember what he did to Hearns?
You have to wait for the 13th and 14th rounds.
14th round. Well, of course, scheduled for 12, but he always has the power in his back pocket. It's just a matter of pulling it out. The first thing that goes on a fighter is his speed. The last thing that goes on any fighter is his power. They all have the power. They just don't have the speed.
Closing seconds of the fourth.
Break out, team, break out, step back. It's a duck up there. It's a duck up there.
You got a slight little cut on your eye.
Slight little cut, they say.
What round is this?
The blood pours down. That is in a nasty position just underneath the eyebrow.
What round is this?
There is coagulant on that swab they're putting in there. Adrenaline chlorine, 1 to 1,000, or thrombin topical. Sometimes.
Was it a punch or a headbutt?
You gotta watch it now. Move the head, okay? Yeah.
That didn't really look like a headbutt. It may have been a punch. Here's another look. There's that is right there. That's it. Right on the eye.
All right, seconds out. Percy.
These left-handed fighters throw punches at you at different angles. They also throw their head at you at different angles.
Well, the rule pertaining to this IBC championship fight on an accidental headbutt, if it goes 6 rounds or less and it's stopped because of that accidental headbutt, it's a technical draw. If it goes more than 6 rounds, then they go to the scorecard.
All right, break out, step back, break. Let's go.
John Saraceno watching. Oh, good shot there by Leonard. Leonard is down. He was hurt. He was trying to grab hold of Hector Camacho. Sugar Ray Leonard having difficulties getting to his feet. And you know Hector Camacho will seize this window of opportunity and go right at him. Sugar Ray Leonard in trouble. So much time remaining to try to survive this 5th round.
Joe Cortez is ready to stop this fight. Camacho landing. Cortez should stop it now. It's time. There it is. And it's all over.
He guaranteed it. Hector Camacho was supposed to be a safe opponent for Sugar Ray Leonard. And it's Camacho's rebirth in the world of boxing. Although many will look at it again, as we talked about, no-win situation. Sugar Ray Leonard looked at 40 the way he looked at 34 against Terry Norris. Actually didn't look as good.
Yeah, completely overwhelmed. Hector Camacho used his speed, his ring savvy, his footwork to move forward. He pressed Ray Leonard, put his punches on Ray Leonard, made him hurt, made him feel every bit 40 years old. In the opening round, Hector Camacho used his speed to let Sugar Ray Leonard know we're picking you up where Terry Norris left it off. And here's what happened. It is Camacho clocking Leonard, putting him down to the canvas. Leonard gets up, and this is where Camacho really shines. Look at these punches from Hector. No retaliation from Sugar Ray Leonard. Hector Camacho really pouring it on. Joe Cortez is ready to stop the fight, and there it is. Good call by Cortez. Leonard was defenseless on the ropes.
He did not have his legs. He did not have the speed of his arms. Single punching early, tried to catch Camacho, figuring maybe his strength would take Camacho out early. Sugar Ray Leonard looking back at when he came out of a 3-year retirement and was able to pull off the incredible victory over the heavy favorite Marvin Hagler, that perhaps he could come out of a 6-year retirement against the suspected light-hitting Hector Camacho, but Leonard was 30 years old in the fight against Hagler.
And in the same time, Camacho had 27 fights.
Right. Hector Camacho backs up the big talk going into this fight, and basic dissection of the former great Sugar Ray Leonard, who we suspect will go back into retirement, although we will hear from Sugar Ray. He may feel that he needed those rounds. He sees where he is right now and will go back to work. Only Sugar Ray can tell us that. But in this affair, it was all Hector Camacho. It appeared from this angle as if he was pitching the shutout, and a defenseless Sugar Ray Leonard against the ropes in the 5th. Joe Cortez, who has refereed 89 World Championship bouts, knew the exact time to step in. Let's get the official time.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Joe Cortez has to step in and call a halt to the bout. The official time, 1 minute, 8 seconds of round number 5. The winner and still IBC middleweight champion of the world, Hector Macho Camacho.
Many of those boos have turned, not exactly the cheers, they're just not booing anymore. And there's Hector with his wife Amy, the kids. And a very subdued Sugar Ray Leonard. Joining me here at ringside, John Saraceno, and stunned corner of Sugar Ray Leonard, and your reaction, equally stunned. At the beginning of the show, you thought that Sugar Ray was perhaps opening another door for himself tonight.
Where's Pat? You don't have a team in here.
Apparently, John sitting with me just speechless at this. Well, let's go into the ring now. Sean O'Grady is trying to track down Hector Camacho as Sugar Ray Leonard clears the cobwebs.
Hector, wow, you guaranteed us a win. In fact, you guaranteed us a knockout, which raised a lot of eyebrows, but you did it. Has this been a long time coming?
Yeah, maybe, but you know, you guys are going to take this
and just twist it around, you know, normally because here is his retirement and all.
Right. Hey, what do you say about that? There are those who are going to say, hey, he was out for 6 years. You should have knocked him out. What do you say about that? There he is. Great champion, two real gentlemen. You saw the acrimonious behavior between these two before the fight, but there is mutual respect there now. Ray, are you okay?
I am fine. Yeah, I just never got into it. For a while I was okay.
You know, Ray, early in the fight, I thought it was a very determining point. Right at the first, because you said I've got to land the first punch or the first hard punch.
Yeah.
Is that where it really got you behind the 8 ball?
Well, you know, once again, I was trying to establish my jab. No excuses made. I was trying to get off. What's the fight, man? You say tough. Hey, listen, I tell you what, though. I try to keep that game going with you, too.
Hey, hang on. Camacho, where does this do for you? What is it? How does this? What a great...
Take the sugar man. It's his turn.
Whoa. Hector just... All right, Hector. Well, then I will talk to you. So what happened?
I couldn't get myself established. As usual, the rumor about me being hospitalized was actually true. I had a problem with my calf, and I had to fly my doctors, my physical therapist and my orthopedic doctors to give me an injection. But, you know, again, Camacho's, he fought a superb fight. I don't want to discount him either.
Did he surprise you? I know going into this you had a lot of confidence.
Well, you know, actually, I didn't. He didn't surprise me at all.
Did you surprise you?
You know, actually, I fought a fight better than I thought I could fight after such an absence from the ring. For a couple seconds, a couple minutes, I was getting my jab off and establishing my punches. My right hand was landing, but every time I would reach in, I didn't have the balance I once had.
It seemed like you were just behind him a step on the speed. Did that give you any problem?
Well, I could measure speed, Sean. That wasn't really the case. It was the fact that he had to step on me first, you know.
He was backing you up, which surprised me. I thought you would back him up.
Yeah, right, but I could never get myself established because I could never really push off my right leg. And
because of
a calf injury. But again, I'm not going to discount Camacho's performance, which was superb. A much better fight than he had fought against Durant. Far better. He was far more focused, far more determined, and everything else. And again, you know, I tried my heart out. I thought I had it. Things just didn't go my way.
Everybody's wondering what next. Where do you go from here? I know you want some water first, but where do you go?
Oh, for sure, my career is definitely over in the ring. I mean,
5 years, 6 years down the road?
No. I mean, no one's ever put a halt to to me in a fight. No one, even Hagler. Oh, Tommy Hearns, and I'm through.
Were you thinking at all about Terry Norris as this fight developed?
No, actually, everyone else was. I tried to stay focused on Camacho. There was all speculations and rumors that this fight was a stepping stone for me to challenge Oscar or Purnell or either Roy Jones. But as far as I was concerned, I only had Camacho on my mind.
Ray, I know everyone's concerned and everybody cares about you, so I guess this is the end to a glorious career.
I mean, if there's any indication, I mean, to have been stopped, that's a pretty good indication. I mean, Joe gave me a chance to regroup and look out for my best interest.
Well, I appreciate you agreeing with Joe, and I think he was exactly right. Sugar Ray Leonard, the end of a glorious long career, and thank you very much from the many fans who enjoyed your career.
Thank you so
Back
much.
down to you, Al. This is the end of a legend, Sugar Ray Leonard.
All right, and the legend began with a smile on his face, and